Welcome everyone. I'm super excited to be with you today in our second session for the African Ohana in the Salesforce Development Sprint. I'm super excited to share with you who did really good during the first week, to go through your questions, and to share with you the next steps, what you need to study, read, or watch during this week. This is our second session, and I wish that everyone will enjoy it. We have here a great community, so take advantage that we are here together and you are attending the session live, you're not watching the video offline. Maxwell, I can rely on you if I missed any questions during the presentation in the chat. Please stop me if you think this is the right time to go through the question, or just remind me towards the end if I didn't cover it. I'll keep an eye as much as I can, but I may miss a question here or there, so that would be great.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you. Let's go through some housekeeping and expectations. I noticed so far, through the week, that not everyone started watching the assigned videos. I just want to clarify the reason why we are assigning the videos and why I try to stress that you have to watch them in order. So we have limited time together in the live session, and sometimes I cannot explain myself all the topics for you during the live session from A to Z. So what we are trying to do is that you do offline learning. You learn what I would love to teach you if we were in class together every day, and give you all the details and all the knowledge that you need. So the videos are really essential to your journey if you are hoping to learn Apex and Apex development and be a good developer, not just for passing an exam, but to be a good developer in real world work. So my advice, please, as much as you can, don't skip the videos. If the video, you know the knowledge, you can watch it on higher speed, so you can finish it quickly. But the most important thing is to cover the videos, go through them, and watch and learn and follow along, because during the videos we do a lot of exercise. And towards the end of each topic, I assign assignments or hands-on experience or examples to work on, and I will share with you today again homeworks that you can work on. So it's very important to go through them in order, because otherwise you will get lost. You will do things not in the right way. So the videos are designed in a way that you have the smallest information in the first video, and then we start adding on top of it every day in every session together. So it's or every video. So it's very important to keep working on them with the order. Don't skip any of them. The other thing I want to encourage everyone, I don't know if everyone is yet in Cool with Sally Slack or not in the Africa Ohana channel. If not, please make sure that you join the Slack today. And if you're not in the channel and you are on the Slack, please ping me, tell me from the Africa Ohana sprint development, and I'm not in the channel. This channel is your private area where you should be collaborating together, helping each other. If someone has a question, please ask the group, and please, everyone in the group, if you know the answer. I saw a lot of people wondering, where is the homework? What should I read? Or where is the recording of the first session? Due especially to the time zone, I may be slower in replying to those questions than you guys. So feel free and feel empowered that you can help each other. Some people will know more than you, and some people need your help. And some questions, everyone can answer. And even if you're not sure, you can say, this is what I know, and let Sally, for example, comment on that. But I want to see this collaboration. And again, this is part of what you need to do in your real life. in your real life and projects. Like you have to learn how to work as a team, how to help each other, and how to give back to the community and be on top of like your learning. And if you have any questions or any issues, you know when to raise your hand instead of waiting and wasting time. And you need to learn how to answer questions and help each other. So please, let's show the community spirit together, the Africa Ohana spirit, and help each other. Keep this chat active, help each other. If you need to meet or chat about something, feel free, help. And when you explain something to someone, you learn more. And if something you're not sure about, I'm here to help. So that's something I would love to encourage everyone to keep doing. Videos, the chat and the community, and help each other. We will go through this together and achieve amazing things together. The other thing, I'm not sure about the experience of everyone in the cohort. Like it seems like we will have some developers, we'll have people who are starting from the beginning. So I want to just set the expectations. We are in the Apex 101. So we have to keep in mind that we are starting the process as if you don't know development. So if there is someone who knows development already, we will get to harder topics or more advanced topics in the future, or in like object-oriented, for example, for this session. But we have to start with the basics. So we have to start like, imagine if you are learning how to speak French or Arabic or Spanish, if you don't know them, you have to start first with the alphabet. You have to learn first how to read ABC before reading a novel and writing an essay. So that's the same thing we are doing here. We are learning together bits and pieces. We are learning together the basics. And that's why I keep saying, like, don't skip those, because if you are not good in reading the alphabet, you won't be good in writing your essays in the future or reading a novel. So it's very important not to rush the process. If you have a question, how we can use this in real world, I will answer some of those questions today, but don't rush that. I give you those examples today and ask you to implement a real implementation from day one, because we are learning how to walk before running as well. So let's trust the process and like be confident of the basics, and you will get there and you will learn the harder stuff and the more advanced stuff in the future too. Again, I keep encouraging. Questions are very important. Questions are really appreciated. And I will tell you, like, I don't know all the answers all the time. So even your questions, sometimes I don't know the answer for. I will take it and search and come back to you with answers. So even your questions, I will be learning from them. So there is no easy or hard question, and there is no like I'm shy to ask what they will think about me. Will think you are amazing. You'll think that you are doing your best and you are trying your hard and like trying to learn more and to understand every concept in detail. So please keep the questions going. And today, when we go to the question section, I have noted some questions that came in the chat or someone sent it to me offline, but it will be open and available for anyone to jump in as well. So the last thing, please, I know it's tempting and it's very easy to go to AI and ask AI to generate code for you for homework or even for work. I keep saying AI is great and we have to learn how to use it, yes, but it's not the right tool and it's not the right moment to start learning those tools now while you are learning how to write code. You have to learn how to do it yourself, be confident in it, and understand the logic, understand the syntax, understand the tips and tricks and best practices yourself. Then the AI will come later to empower you to be faster. But if you start now to rely on the AI to do your work, to do your homework, to do your code for you, you will get things done, but you will lose the experience and you lose the learning skills. And that's more important for us now. Like I would appreciate if someone like even struggling to get the homework done and come back with 20 questions more than someone submitting all the homeworks and 0 questions, and they don't know what they just wrote in the assignment. So learning is my first priority. So please don't rush getting your homework done if you don't know what you're doing using AI. Okay, so I want to cheer for those people, and you have to cheer for them with me. They were like almost the only ones that like were communicating through the week, submitting homeworks, showing commitments. Like I would love to see more names on the board next time, and you get your name on like the celebration slide on the session next time. I want to see you watching your videos, asking your questions, helping other in the community, in the chat, trying your best. I stress again, like I don't care about like you submitting all the homeworks more than trying to write it properly. Raise your hand if you have questions. So watch the sessions, watch the videos in order, submit your homework, and submit it even with mistakes or errors. I don't mind that. We'll have later today some announcement like for extra challenges for you to review the topics we did last week. So I would love you to try your best, and we'll like celebrate your success too. Ask questions, and like if I feel like you are doing your best to learn, asking questions and helping others, that's something that will I want to celebrate. It's not just about submitting your homework. So in let's try to keep the chat active and encourage others by keeping Slack channel active, and like let's cheer for others. Let's like share your success and your progress, and encourage others to follow your footsteps. So again, everyone on the list here, I appreciate your efforts. You did a great job the first week, and I wish to have your name next time on the slide. If someone is not there, you'll get there, and I'm looking to have a 2 3 slides full of name. Like the group is big, so I would love to have more like success stories as well along the way. So thank you so much, everyone, and congratulations for passing the first week with great success this time. Now, our next priority is to go through questions. So what we covered so far in the videos, the 12 videos that you watched, was introduction to programming and what is code and what it means, a semicolon and everything. And then we moved to understanding what's a data type. We understand that's a container. We can keep it data or values in it. And we said like, even in the video, if I remember correctly, I was saying like if in your pantry, like you can have a jar for sugar, another one for spices. This is a jar and this is a different jar or it's a different container. The same for valuables. It's a container where we keep data or values. So it can be different types and it can have different values or different like content type. So, and we started learning about the different primitive data types, and we started learning in the videos. I hope you saw like how we opened the documentation for each primitive data type. And when I say the documentation, so we opened like the string data type and we saw the method in the string data type, and we like saw together like how to access those methods, how to read the method signature, how to use it. So that's important to understand. Then we moved in the learning session, the conditional logic. Like we saw like the same as when you are working with Flow, if you're coming from an admin background, you have conditions like you want to have, like even when you are drawing a flow chart, like if this condition happened, do that. If something else happened, do something else. So we learned together about if statement, if else statement. We learned how to write the conditions for the if statement, how we can use and or, how the brackets can make a difference in the logic when it's checked and evaluated. Also, we saw how we can write the ternary operator and how it's compared to the if-else statement. The next step we did as well was the loops. So the loops are important. We saw how we have different types, while, do while, the for each, the standard for loop, and we had a quick look on the for loop for circle as well. So all of those are important types of loops and how we can access that. The next step, we started the Apex collections, and it's another data type. It's more complex. There is three complex data types or Apex collections. We have lists, sets, and maps. Part of the first week, we just did lists and sets. And I said it's important to understand the difference because in a way or another, you will see when you go to the videos of the map, you will find that we will mix the list and sets in a way or another while we are working with maps. So it's very important to understand those correctly so you can move and don't find any issues understanding or difficulties understanding the maps. Someone, like one of the questions I have here was telling me, like, how can we use those in real life projects? Zero project, like none of the projects you will open or code you will open, and you will never find a data type or a variable. You will always have to create variables, and you will have to know which variable data type you need to work with. So variables you will always have to define because we are working with data. Like let's say you take input from the user and you put it in a variable, or like you loop through a record and you work with a fields or value, or you create, you want to calculate, for example, average for a list of numbers. So you will work with variables always in your projects. Conditional and loops, again, none of your projects will be, I want to do all of that always. Like you will have, if something happened, I want to do this part of my logic. If something else happened, I want to do something else. So conditional, you will always have it in every Apex class you write 90% of the time. Loops and Apex collection, and that's why I did the loops first. We needed to understand loops because we need it 100% when we are working with lists, sets, and maps. Again, the usage for it, you'll find people talking about trigger. If you heard of triggers, triggers is a code that will be executed when an event happens, like you create a record, delete, or update. And you will hear people saying, we want to bulkify our triggers. And you will learn about this bulkification later on in the sessions, and we'll learn about the triggers together. And in order to bulkify, you'll find yourself writing a lot of lists, a lot of sets, and a lot of maps. So those are our Lego pieces that we will start picking and choosing which one we will need when we work in any of the code we have in the advanced. And you'll find even beyond the Apex 101, if you go to the channel, we have intermediate series as well. And we are talking about asynchronous Apex. It's more advanced, but if you understand those basics, loops, Apex collection, conditional statements, variables, at the end, you'll find that everything we write, wherever we go in Apex, it will be pieces of those. We are just putting them together. So what we are trying to do is understand each piece alone. And the more we'll go and progress, you'll find that you are putting those together. And if you did the homeworks and the assignment, you will find as well you did that in a way or another. Like you created a string or a decimal to put your salary, or a double to put your salary, and you printed. Later on, you did some condition, and in a way you defined, or when you did the loop, even for a standard for loop, you created a integer parameter or integer variable. So you'll find yourself using those bits and pieces. So let's take your questions. And anyone has a question about those 4 topics that we covered in the first week, I would love to answer them now.
Hello.
Ayub, your voice is too low. Can you speak louder?
No. Hello.
Yes.
So my question is about conditional logic exercises. See, when I did the exercises of if-else statements, like like for example, the fourth one based on the day variable once and
Yeah.
day, that one. When I try to solve it, I initialized a variable named day name, but I didn't declare it. I try to declare it within the if the condition between the curly brackets.
Okay.
But and eventually I print the system debug day name space plus the variable, but it gave me a null value.
Can I just you help me write down what you want to do and I can explain it? So you have here, you created a string called day name,
Uh-huh.
and then
Yes, I just initialize it, and I use integer. I
okay,
declare a
okay,
day about with one,
okay,
and let's say if day equal one,
okay.
equal one, uh, 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 declare string day name with the Saturday or Sunday.
You want to do like this?
Yes,
Okay. And then
and print.
and print here.
Yes, print. No, no. After the brackets.
Okay.
That's what I did.
System.debug, and you have here
Day
day
name.
name.
Open open the integer.
Sorry.
Day name equal,
Mm-hmm.
but open the slash like Sunday
Okay.
before day name.
Mm-hmm. So you wanted this
Hit
string.
space, hit pay
Mm-hmm.
equal.
Okay.
Then after space day name.
Like this.
Yeah, that's what I did. But it showed me null.
Okay, I
I
see
don't know
another
why.
issue. Let's execute this and see it together. So here it gave you none. Okay, so let me explain to you, and that's a good thing that anyone, like when you are working on the examples, the easy one, if you watch the videos, you will hear me always saying like, let's do mental debugging. So that's what we want to do here as well. We want to do a little bit of mental debugging. So what we have, what is happening here, that we declared a variable called day name. Here we did declaration, we didn't do initialization. So we did declaration only. That means here, this day name at this stage is null. We didn't put any value. So what happened here, if I print this one, check, and that's something we call scope. So that's a scope of a variable. Let's do here. If I print this and do check one and show it to you, you'll find that it will print as check one is null. So that's what is happening here. Then we came here and we did a variable called day, and we did here initialization as well. And we did that we give it an initialization of value 1. And then we checked here. We went here. Is the day equal 1? The answer is yes. So it will go to the curly bracket. Here, you declared another variable called day name, and the scope for it is within those curly brackets. So if I choose here to print this within the bracket, and I would say day name inside and day name here outside. So the scope of this variable is within the bracket here. If I do like that and I print, you'll find that inside the if statement, you got the correct day name value Sunday for this variable because it's declared between the curly brackets. So that's the scope of the variable. Once we are exiting the curly bracket, this variable is gone. You don't have it anymore. So when you are printing here, you are printing this one, which you declared only, and by default, you don't have any values in it. In order of this to work correctly, you have to use the same one. You don't need to declare a new one. You need to reuse the name that you initialized in line, declared in line 1, and set the value for it to be Sunday. If I execute now, you'll find that it won't print null anymore because we are working on the same. The first one is null, yes, because when I didn't put any value in it. And here you did initialization for this. We set the value, so we went to the same area in the memory, the same day name in the memory, and we updated its value instead of null to be Sunday. So when you use it here, it will print Sunday. When you use it outside, it will be Sunday as well. Is that clear, Ayub?
Yeah, it's clear. I thought if we declare a day a variable, let's for example say day name, and we did the same initializing, it will trigger the same variable. That's
No,
what I thought at first.
once you declare it, it will be declared in its own scope. So if you want to use the same one, you don't declare it again. Okay. And the same, like, let's say if I do here, let's say if I do string inside text, and I do here 222, and I try to use this one outside, it should give me an error. System.debug, and I try to print the inside text, it will give me an error because the scope of this string is between the curly brackets. It's within this if statement. So if I try to do it now, see, it's even not printing null for me. It will give you that the variable does not exist because the system.debug here doesn't see a variable that it can access with the name inside text. This variable is within the if statement. I can print it here, but I cannot print it outside the if statement. Okay. Joe, I have. Okay, great.
Yeah. So
Joe,
quick
you have.
one.
Yes.
I wanted to find out why it didn't complain that the day name has already been declared, because the if statement, the day name in the if statement is within the bigger scope of like the non-scope, like the big one, I think. So if it is being declared again, then it should complain, I guess.
Okay, let me try to take this in a method, method. We'll learn about methods in the future. But I want to try it here and see it with you. So we'll do the same here and just inside a method. And we'll learn about methods this week. So don't worry about it if you don't know methods yet. So let's do it here. Let's try to save it. And that's what I wanted to show you. So here within the developer console, it didn't complain because the developer console is treating like, in a way or another, like it's treating each line like on its own. It's not thinking about it as one entity. But once we move to creating classes and creating methods, you will get an error. If you try to create something like that within a class or a method, and you do a day name here, and you try to declare it again in line 10, see, it will tell you that you have a duplicate variable name. So it's just behaving differently here because we were testing it in the developer console. And the reason why we started with developer console and execute anonymous, because we don't want to introduce yet from the first Go classes and methods, but you will learn about them in object-oriented with this week. But you will get this error, Joe, and it will not allow you, it will detect that the variable name is duplicate when you start working with classes and methods. Okay? Okay, so we have question in the chat asking, can you please explain the split method used in string in details? So let's open here, string methods Apex. And that's something, if anyone wants to learn, they will do the same. So I will take here the string methods, and I will do here, I'll check here the split. And let's go here to check an example for it. So the split here, we want an easier example. Let's try it with a smaller example, okay? So what we will do, let's go to our developer execute anonymous, and I will do here string Sally test value. And I will do here, I put a string Sally, Mona, Ahmed, Joe, Mariam. So we are trying to put different names and separate them. And then after that, like the split, what it tells me that it will return an array of string. An array of string is the same as if we do a list of string. So let's do here a list of string, and I will do list names, for example, and I can do split text test value. And you notice, let's do this and dot split, and I put here this one, and let's do print the list name. And let's execute. Let's see how many items we have here. The split here, split each letter and do that. Okay, so let's go and read it. This is the split. Returns a list that contains each substring of the string that is terminated by either the regular expression or the end of the string. So which, like, we had it in, do you like who asked, like, Kinsey, can you provide me with the example you are asking for? Like, I don't want to go with like a bigger example. So here, for example, this one is doing the same as we did. Like, let me take it. So it's doing, I want to split the string bow and Mo, and has the colon the same as we did. And it's saying like it will result in bow and this one. So let's see what it takes, the parameters. So integer element, this is another method that it takes a regular expression and the limit how many times you want to split, like you want to split it into how many values. So let's try this one together. If I do here, I want to do into 2, and let's see the output. So it will do here, Sally. I don't know why it's doing splitting. Okay, splitting. Let's do, I'm worried that in regular expression, maybe I used a special character. So let me try change this to be the colon, and let's see it together. So that here, yeah, this one worked correctly. So it did like split into 2 areas. So it went until it find this first column, give it me in 1 item, and the remaining stay the same. If I remove that now, it should return for me all the names 1 by 1. So that's the usage of the split. Like it just, the expression I used is it sounds like a special character in regular expression. I don't know all the special characters of the regular expression, so it was like a bad example. But here, when I use the colon, it split them into Sally, Mona, Ahmed, Joe, and Mariam. So that's how the split will work. So if you have, like, sometimes the usage for it is, sometimes we take, for example, from user and input, semicolon separated or colon separated, and you want to split it into a list. And let me show you another example. Like if, for example, you want to split it into a list, it will return a string for you. And let's say I want to do that. And you have Sally twice. What's the easiest way you think like I can move from a list and that has duplicate to unique values? Any suggestion from what we learned so far together, how we can get unique values?
Create a list of sets.
Sure, that's amazing. And Joe, do you know why like it will do that? If anyone like missed that in the sessions?
Because it avoids duplicate. So any duplicating number or ID would be skipped. It would only
Correct.
be captured once.
Okay, so if I want to do that, like let's print the list here, we'll print the list. So you will have Sally twice, we'll have Mona, Ahmed, Joe, and Mariam. So sometimes you have a requirement that you want to split the input that you are having, and then you want to get the unique values. So to get the unique values, sometimes people will loop through it, but it's not the fastest way or the most optimized way. The best way to do it is that you will create a set of string, and you can do like that. And you can say test list of names, and you created initialize it from the set. So you want the set of string, and you will give it our list. And let's print this set of the names now, and let's see the difference between the two. And that's why like it's important to understand the two differences, because if you rely on the list and your requirements needs unique values, you will have here Sally came twice, and you will notice that it's the order like we have it. And here you have Sally only once. It removed the duplicate. So you have only one item. So again, to answer someone asked like, what if we have, what are use cases or when we would need to use them? In real life and real projects, you may have the same. You may have something that is coming to you as a list and you want to get unique values or distinct values. So you will go from list to become a set to get unique values. Okay. We have a question here in the chat for the while loop. So let me do it here. And I want to do a quick check. Saman, do we have you here with us yet or not? Do we have Saman? Not yet. Okay. So let's go here and do this question. So the question was asking, we have this loop, and we have here one thing I wanted to like highlight. While you are working on the homework and I received, some people had the data type with small letter like that. I want always to encourage you to have it as capital, because if you go to the documentation of Salesforce and you go here, you'll find that always a string is a string class. Integer, it's an integer class, and you will understand more when you go through the videos this time, what is a class and why it's, we want to distinguish between it and between variables. So it's a good idea to know the difference between them. So it's important to do that. I know Apex is not case sensitive, so it doesn't matter, but it's a good practice for you. Any class started with a capital letter. Also, I had in some of the homework, like we had capital for the variables. Variables should start with small letter. And if it's more than one word, always the first letter of the second and third word and so on, capital. I prefer to have a counter value like that more than counter underscore for readability as well. So those are just quick things I notice in the homeworks. It's not a bad thing and it's not the end of the world if you have small or capital instead of what we want, but it's a good thing to get into practice. So here the question, we have counter equal 0. While the counter is less than or equal 5, we do a system.debug and let's close the bracket. And we increase the counter after that. So let's see here. When you have 0, what will happen? We'll see the first time when we are doing mental debugging, it's 0. Is it less than 5? The answer is yes. So you'll print here. The counter is, you'll print 0. Then you will increase the counter to 1. And you will go to the while. Is the 1 less than or equal 5? Yes. So you'll print it. And you'll go to 2 and come check yes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. You will print from 0 to 5 and you have the counter here. So if you execute, you will find it that you will print from 0 to 5. So the question is, when executed here, it's just 1 to 6. Yes, that's why. Let's remove this and put it here. And this was the old mental debug we did. We'll add the new one here. So you're coming with 0. You'll come, is the 0 less than or equal 5? The answer is yes. So you will go and execute the body of your while loop in order. So we'll have here counter plus plus. So we do counter plus plus. Then the counter was 0. It became 1. So you will print here. First time you will print 1 instead of 0. Then you'll go again. Is 1 less than or equal 5? The answer is yes. You'll increment it to 2. So you will increment to 2 and you will print it as well. All right. So you'll print here the 2. So you'll go 1, 2, and then you will come. Is the 2 less? Yes. You will increment it. You'll print 3 and 4 and 5. You came here with the 5, you printed. Then you will go, is it less than or equal 5? Yes. And you will print one more time because you will increase it to 6. So you will execute now. And you will find that you printed from 1 to 6 instead of 0 to 5. So it's because of where you place the counter plus plus. This is what made the difference in what you print between 0 to 5 or 1 to 6. Is that clear more or makes it like more understandable? Okay. So I still have like to answer more of your questions. And if you have questions about the homework, why 6? Okay, there is a question before we move from here. Why 6? 6 because the last time when we had 5, when we came here one time it was 4, we came and did 5 and we printed the 5. Then we came back. The while loop is less than or equal 5. So 5, is it less than or equal 5? The answer is yes. So you incremented the counter with 1 and then you printed. So you printed the 6. You'll exit when you go back and you say 6, is it less than or equal 5? The answer is no, so it will exit. So that's why, Monica, we are printing the 6 in that case. If you wanted to print from 1 to 5 and not 1 to 6 and have your counter here, then you should remove the equal. In that case, when you will print, you will print only from 1 to 5. So it's a mix between where the counter is placed and what's your condition or expression that you are checking in the while. Okay, so I want to jump into something else. I know I saw a special guest who just joined, Saman. So let me go to what we have as a homework this week. And I will introduce you to my special guest, Saman, and I will let him talk to you for a little bit. And then I will go back and share my screen and stay a bit longer with you if needed to answer more questions to make sure you follow all the questions or like the topics we explained the first week are clear. So let me go to the next section because if he needs to leave, I want to make sure we get the chance to let him tell us. So we'll go back to if anyone has further questions about the homework or the topics, we'll cover them. I want to introduce you to week 2 homework. So week 2 homework, you'll find on GitHub as well. I created for you another README file. So I will put for you in the chat here, and I've put it as a description in our YouTube video. So what you'll have a series of videos again to watch. It's very, very important to watch them in order. So we'll have 13 videos this time. 2 of them are remaining of Apex collection. We did the list and sets. We'll finish with the maps and understand the difference between them when we use maps, when we use sets. We'll introduce object-oriented. Don't be scared, like we'll take it step by step. We'll take it slowly. So it's very, very important to do them in order because if you jump from one topic to another, you will be a bit confused, especially with the object-oriented because they are related and we build the basics and add on top of it. Then we'll learn about the S objects. So the videos are heavier this time, so that's why I make sure to stay longer with you after Saman to go through your questions to make sure everyone is clear about the topics from last time. The homeworks, like part of it is a must watch videos. Then you'll have the hands-on exercise. Like the hands-on exercise, we have first some exercises that I provided you. While you are doing like the videos, you will find me doing some examples. I encourage you to do them. You don't need to share with me the answers for those because we already did them on the like the session together. But go through them, try to do it. It's extra hands-on for you. But I have exercises for you here for lists, sets, and maps, 2 of them, 2 sets. Then we have for each topic of the object-oriented and classes that you will be covered, a homework for you to do on those, and also the same for S objects. They seem a lot, but they are not huge tasks and they are small pieces just to enforce what you learn through the videos. So don't be discouraged. You can get those done if you give it the appropriate time and effort to go through the videos. And again, we are available on the community. We are one community together. Between me and the other community members will help anyone who needs like any support during the week. For the hands-on experience that I am sharing, you need to use the gist as well on GitHub, and you give me the URL for it. If you missed the first session and you don't know how to do it, please watch the video of last session. We explored together how to do it step by step and how to solve it. The new addition for this time will be plus Code with Sally. We want to introduce to you Camp Apex, and that's where I will welcome Saman in a minute because we want to get you stronger and stronger. So he will explain to you exactly how to get started, but to give you an idea, will assign to you, this is the prefix for the username that you need to create. He will explain that to you. But we assign to you 3 categories of Camp Apex to review the topics of last week. Like we learned about variables, conditionals, and loops. Those are 3 areas where we want you to go through those links. They have multiple challenges, each of those. We are not expecting you to do all of them. We want you to go through maybe 3 to 5 exercise. This section is optional, so finish the first part first and then go for this. Or if you want to have a break in between, those are revision for the topics we covered last week. And Saman will guide you how to do it. The reason why we are doing this, we want you to get stronger. So we don't want you to focus on what we are covering this week and forget what we did last week. So if you have time, we want to keep you have hands-on on keyboard, and you will follow. And we have here the prefix that you will be using. You don't need to submit those to me or to the man on just. He'll explain to you how they will be marked, and we'll run a report, and we will also recognize the most active or people who are doing Camp Apex as well towards the end of the development sprint. So now I would love to um, um, I will stop sharing, and I will ask the man to come on unmute and share with you his screen and explain to you more how to go through this. And I will take it over after Saman and go through the rest of your questions. I know we'll get over, but it's fine. I can stay a bit longer with you today. And Saman, I'm super glad you made it to the meeting, and thank you. And we are so happy to have you here, and everyone will, I'm sure, super excited.
Let's go. Thank you so much, Sally. I can't start this off without thanking you and all the time and effort and love you're putting into this program. And good evening, everyone that's a part of the program. Kudos to y'all as well for spending your evenings. This could be time that you're spending with friends or family, getting drinks, eating a good dinner, but instead you're choosing to better yourselves, better your skill set. So kudos to all y'all. So I'll introduce myself. My name's Saman. I'm a senior software engineer at a company called F5. I have been doing Salesforce development for maybe 6 or 7 years now. I'm absolutely in love with it. I also do some other tech stacks as well. So if you ever heard of, say, React, that web framework, or Next.js, I know a little bit of that too. I'm also the creator of a website called campapex.org. It's a free place where you can get hands-on experience that Trailhead doesn't necessarily give you. And that's what we're collaborating with Code with Sally today. So I'm super excited to be here with y'all. And again, Sally, thank you for looping me in on this and having me be a part of this really awesome mission that you guys are on. So let me share my screen just to kind of give you the big picture of how this all works. Sally, I'm sending you the screen share
Yeah,
request.
no, go ahead.
Perfect. Okay, so there's really just two things that you need. I tried to make this Camp Apex experience as kind of frictionless as possible, so I don't even need you to create an account or anything. So if y'all want to follow along with me, this would be a good time to do that. Go ahead and launch your web browser. I need you to pull up two tabs. The first one is campapex.org, and the next one is just Trailhead. So go ahead and get logged into Trailhead and go pull up campapex.org. I'll give you guys like 30 seconds or so, and then I'll resume with the next steps.
And don't worry, everyone, as well, if you cannot follow along now, we have the video recorded, so it will be on YouTube. So if you feel overwhelmed or you miss a step now, you will have it available for you. You can watch it as many times as you need and follow along the steps as well.
Give y'all maybe like 10 more seconds or so just to catch up there. Cool. So once you got both up, what we're going to do in Trailhead is we're going to go over to our profile icon up here, and we're going to go to this section called Hands-on Orgs. I want you to go ahead and click that. Now, this is all the orgs that got spun up by Trailhead whenever you're going through Trailhead and the various modules. If you don't have any here, I would be surprised, but you can always go ahead and create a new playground. But for the purpose of Camp Apex, we can just pick one of these existing playgrounds and use that for Camp Apex. So what I'll do here is I'll just pick this first playground and I'll launch that. Make sure I can get logged in, which I am, perfect. Once I'm logged in, I can go back to my Camp Apex tab and hit the login button here. And what this is going to do is it's going to connect Camp Apex to Trailhead via an OAuth 2 connection. You don't need to know what that is. That's just a secure connection between the two platforms where they exchange tokens, so you don't ever need to put in your username or password. You can go down here to this recent org connect and hit connect, and that should automatically connect you to that Trailhead account that you had opened up in the other tab. For me, I've already connected to this org before, so it just automatically signed me in. If you're connecting for the first time, you might see a Salesforce window that says, "Are you sure you want to connect?" And on that, you can just hit authorize. Once you're there, you can either use the links directly that is provided on that Code with Sally GitHub, or if you want to see the full list, or if you want to just poke around, you can go up here to the nav bar, hit all practice, and you have all the different practice problems that are available for you right now. So I'll go ahead and demo one of these, and I'll demo what y'all learned last week, which was like conditionals, for example.
And
The
Samantha,
way that
quick
yeah,
thing, can you just make sure where they will enter username with the prefix so you
yes,
can do the
yes. Thank
report?
you for reminding me. Yeah, thank you so much for reminding me. So what we're gonna do to make sure, like Sally said, we want to make sure you guys get credit and potentially recognize some top folks at the end. All you need to do for that is come over here to the username section and go ahead and type in that text that Sally provided, which was Africa Ohana 1 underscore. And then you can put your name or your username, whatever you want after that. You don't need to put in your email address if you don't want to. Then you can just hit update info and you should be all set. So from here, now that when you do challenges, we can report on it, see what folks are struggling with, see what folks are doing really well with, and ultimately help understand, overall how people are doing. So thanks again, Sally, for reminding me of that step.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And then I'll come over here. I'll pick on this conditionals one. So the way the platform works is you have all these different problems just dedicated to conditionals. So the idea is we really just want to keep iterating, keep doing more and more problems to really nail it into your head, like how these concepts work. And all these are meant to be pretty, not necessarily difficult. They're meant to really get you repetition. So once you pick a problem that you want to work on, the prompt is really over here at the top. So you'll read the prompt, you'll come over here and actually write the code, and you don't ever need to go into Salesforce to do anything. You can run tests and see how your code does. Camp Apex will run a suite of tests for you already and tell you, hey, I'm passing in the number -3 and I didn't get the expected output. So we'll do this one just as one practice problem so everyone kind of sees the end to end, and then I'll kind of hand it back to Sally after that. So the question for this one is complete the method is positive, which is this guy, that accepts an integer parameter num, which is that guy. Return true if the number is greater than 0, otherwise return false. This is your first step to learning how to make decisions in code. Okay, so what I need to do here is I'll probably write a if condition. I'll say if num is greater than 0, because that's what the criteria had. I want to return true. Otherwise, I want to return false. And the cool thing about the platform is there's probably 3 or 4 different ways to write this type of code. It doesn't matter how you write it. I could have written it like this. I could have written something like this. All will work. It doesn't necessarily care how you do it. It cares more about the output that you produce. So I'll go ahead and run this code and see if I think it meets the criteria. So I'll just run the test to see how it does. Cool. And so here, if I wanted to go nitty gritty, I could see, okay, it's passing in the number 0. That shouldn't be positive, which worked out. And if I'm ever stuck, what's really cool is I can do a debug log in here. So I can system.debug the num parameter. And when I hit my run tests, I can actually go to this debug console tab and I can see everything that's passed in. And just to prove this is real, I'll just say, hey, code with Sally. I don't think that'll work, but I'll just do this. There you go. Cool. So that should be everything that you need end to end. Again, it's there to make sure you guys get plenty and plenty of practice and get instant feedback so you don't need to necessarily wait for someone to review your work. The site kind of automates that for you. So I hope it's helpful. Again, kudos to all y'all for spending your evenings here trying to improve your skills. And huge shout out to you, Sally, for your time and effort and love that you're putting into the program as well. Thanks you guys so much for your time.
Thank you so much. We have a question, Saman. There is
Yeah.
a question, must we link it to a developer org or any hands-on org?
You can connect it to either a developer org or a Trailhead org. It just needs to be a login.salesforce URL, which is either of those. I would definitely recommend not connecting it if you're employed at somewhere that uses Salesforce. Definitely don't connect it to a Salesforce instance connected to your employer.
Okay, so before we switch back to the questions and we thank Saman for his time, like it's the time if you have any questions about Camp Apex. Do you have any questions? The expectation you will find in GitHub, the three links for the variables, conditions, and loops. We are asking you to give it a try, like maybe 3, 5 challenges per category. I know there is on Camp Apex beyond that, but like I'm trying to give you the links for the sections that we want you to review from last week. So once you finish those and you finish the homework for this week, feel free to jump on more and more if you have the time. Just make sure to start with the ones that we are referring in GitHub to set to meet the expectations we are looking from the output of this week specifically. But any questions about Camp Apex and the homework about them? Okay. We don't have any more questions, Saman, about that. I cannot thank you enough. Yes, myself, I need 72 hours per day to to do everything. So it's a bit of stretch. We have a month together to get a lot of things done. We are trying our best, and you are trying your best, and we'll try to make it work. And there is another question, like, should we connect to Trailhead org every time to open Camp Apex? Like you connected the first time, how to exit next time?
Yeah, so if you ever want to force a log out, you can just log out and all Camp Apex dumps your access token. The instance should last anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes. With Camp Apex, I'm intentionally not asking Salesforce for what's called a refresh token, just so I don't store any access to your environment past a appropriate amount of time. So every 30 to 60 minutes or so, you might need to relog back in, but you don't need to authorize your org every time. Once it's authorized, you're good to go, and it's as quick as it looked like on the first time I ran my connection.
So how do they access it again? Sorry, Saman, like the
Oh,
question is
you'll just go,
60
yeah,
minutes.
you'll just go back to the same flow that we went through the first time. Just hit the login button on Camp Apex. That'll reopen your most recently connected org, and it'll auto connect you.
Okay. So, Ashok, like, I hope I'm saying your name correct. Like, do you still have any follow-up questions or it's clear? I think we are good. We don't have questions now in the chat, and it's confirmed it's good. So thank you so much for your time, Saman. Feel free to hang out with us while I'm answering questions, or if you have to jump out and you have you have work you have to go, that's fine too. There is another question. Does it keep a record of what I have done in previous sessions? I would assume yes, as long as you're logged in with the same org and you are following the same username with the pattern we agreed on, because Saman will run a specific report for us with this prefix. So if you choose another prefix, you don't follow it, you won't be included in our report.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you don't log into Camp Apex, you connect it to a Trailhead org. That Trailhead org connection is your identity. So as long as you continue to log into that same Trailhead org, Camp Apex will be able to associate what you've submitted before in previous sessions with your current session.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. And I love
Mhm.
it, Saman. And it's good to have a lot of hands-on experience and to keep the previous topics fresh. Do you have the option to log in future? I believe the answer would be, again, like log in the same way you logged in the first time. It just won't ask you to authorize your org again. So you'll be logged in again, but you don't have a username and password for Camp Apex specifically. It's just through
Yeah.
your Trailhead.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you so much, Saman. And if in the future, uh, yes, you can use the same login after the sprint, and you can use more challenges. The reason why we are just specifying specific ones that you want to go through, just to set the expectations, like what we want you to get done this week. But feel free to use it beyond the sprint, or to do more challenges if you have time. So yeah, thank you so much, Saman, and I really appreciate it. If anyone has a question in the background or offline, I will message you and let you know to get the proper answer from you, and I will send it back to them.
Perfect. Thanks again, you guys. Good luck this cohort. I'm rooting for y'all. Bye, you guys.
Bye, thank you. So yeah, I think now we can resume the questions. But if anyone needs to drop, thank you so much. I would encourage you to like and subscribe the YouTube channel, so in the future you can follow along and get updated with any new videos we have. If anyone now has a question, again, it's the time to ask your questions, or if you want to review a specific homework we did, please let me know. Let me, Maxwell, did I miss any questions? I need to go back in the chat and answer them. It's, and feel free to unmute if you have a specific question.
No questions so far in the chat yet. I think they were all previously answered.
Okay. I saw there is a piece of code and someone is asking why it's not working. So let's take it. Here, let's see, we have integer number to print 2 = 1. And then here, number 2, and then you're saying it's less than or equal 20, and you are incrementing, you are printing this, and you're saying when it's at 15, break. So let's see when you run it. So here it says unexpected token at line 2. So it tells me there is a token here, unexpected at line 2. So you need to like initialize your variable. So let's move this here. And let's do like that. And remove this totally. And I will execute it. So when you watch like the for loop, you will find that we have the initialization. There is the evaluation, should it continue or not, and the increment. And when we were explaining this as well, we said like you can do minus, like you can have the condition that you need, like greater than, like if you are doing the minus, like you are in control of what number you initialize it at, how many times, or the condition, and how you increment it. And thank you so much, Patrick and Ashok, so for replying as well. Any other questions? Like, is the homework clear? The things that I wanted to mention or to review is the variable naming, the class naming, and having capital, and you learn more about the classes today in this session. I want to highlight something as well. Like I want, Joe, I saw you have a question. I would just finish this point and I will take it. When you are reading for the homework, I want you to imagine this is a requirement that is coming to you. So for example, I had here, given a fruit variable with different fruit names, use a switch case to determine the color of the fruit. Handle the cases for apple, banana, orange. If the fruit is not recognized, assign unknown to the color variable. So I was waiting or like saying we need a color variable. So keep an eye on the requirement, because sometimes like we want a color variable, but no one did, some people skip the variable. Or sometimes in the requirement, we say like use the ternary operator, but other people did it with if and else. I know the if and else and ternary are the same, and you can choose which one you want, and it depends on the scenario. But for example, when we say like we want to use it, I wanted you to practice that you can write it confidently and you don't hesitate like how to do it or how to write it. So when we ask for something specific in the case, like try to stick to it, even if there is a different way to do it, because we want to cover different scenarios or different concepts we covered during the video as well to make sure you know all of them. For homework 1, I would say, so you like if anyone missed submitting homework 1, I would rather focus on videos. Like if you didn't finish watching videos of week 1, get those done first. Wait for the homework, put it aside, focus on the videos of week 2 and the homework of week 2. If you are done all of that on time and you want to submit or get back to week 1 homework, go for it. But the main focus now is if you missed any of the videos of week 1, make sure you follow them. Then switch to week 2 videos after that and the homework for it. I cannot get the order I should follow on GitHub for for homework 1. The order is we have first the videos. So you have the videos for week 1. The homework, you can skip now solving those if you didn't do it, because we have quite a lot of videos and homework for week 2 to cover. So finish the videos for week 1 because we need those details or those basics for week 2. Then follow the videos of week 2. Along the way, when you are watching the week 2, do the examples we have in the videos. You don't need to submit those. Then try to work on week 2 homework and submit this on Just. And the optional is Camp Apex as well to review the week 1 concept. So if you want to have more hands-on on week 1, do Camp Apex for review. And after that, if you want to attempt the homework we assigned here, go ahead for it. Joe, you had a question?
So I just wanted to find out that in the for loop, it's always the case that you need to initialize it in the brackets. If you are doing it outside, it wouldn't work, or it is possible to do it outside as well.
No, it has to be inside. And let me show you if I have it here. Let's see the blogs. Did we have here? We have here the ternary and if conditional. We don't have a for loop for it, but like if you go for Apex for standard for loop. And I think we have the syntax as well in the video and the slides. But let's open it here. So it's always the initialization. Then what's the exit condition that it will control it? Then the increment. So that's the traditional for loop and how you can define it. And you'll find always like we do the initialization here. And let's take this as well as an example, and we can do it here. So let's try if I remove here and define the integer I. So I declared it and I will initialize it here. Here. Sorry. We don't want this example now. So it's all an I. So I declared it, but I did the initialization in the for loop. So this is the declaration. This is the initialization. So you can, even if you initialize it here as 8, you have to initialize it again. What's your starting point for the for loop? So you cannot remove it totally from here. Like I cannot say an I, and that's it, because it's not like a variable and what's the value for it. It needs you to set the value for the variable. So you can declare it. You can even initialize it outside and have a value for it. But you have to come back here and say, what's your starting point for the for loop? So you can declare it, you can initialize it, but it won't work unless in the for loop you have here, what's the starting point? Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Okay, so any other questions for the homework, the assignment, or the video or the assignment for the second week? I'm happy to answer any questions or any questions you have about lists, sets, or primitive data type. Make sure my advice for you when you are working on any example, get into the habit to do the mental debugging yourself and think of what you will see. Like if I have this logic, I try to say here, what are the values that I will see when I execute the code? And try to execute it and see if what you expected is what happened. Why I'm encouraging this skill? Because this skill will help you detect any errors in the future in bigger pieces of code. It will help you look into a code without running it and try to figure out what it's doing. And it will help you detect like if there is an issue in the logic and you need to fix it. And it won't come like on the spot for you. It needs practice and it needs time. So get into the habit to think and read your code and expect what it will do without just printing the debug statement and validate your understanding. The more you will work on this skill, it will make a difference for you when you are working in the future in projects. Okay, so again, no one feel like discouraged. I know we have a lot to cover this week, but I think we need just to take it like don't leave the videos or the homework the last day. Start from today, see what you missed and what you have to cover from last week, from the video specifically, homework, keep it aside, and move on to the week two. And let's keep the community, the chat. We are here to support each other. If you have any questions, myself, I'd be happy to help, and the community will be available. And again, towards the end of the week, before the next session, I will post on the Slack. I will ask everyone to give me like feedback. What's the concepts that they want to cover, and what are their questions? And it's very helpful as well. If you have a piece of code as people did today and you don't know why it's not working or why this line is behaving that way, it's good to have this code sample with you. I can take it from you on Slack or on like Zoom chat as we did today. So I can paste it directly in my org and we can go through it. Instead of typing line by line, it will be much faster and easier for everyone. I saw a question as well at some point asking like between the list and sets and the difference. Part of the list, the most important part, like the difference between list and sets, that lists are an ordered list of items. So the ordered items will come in the list will be their index. We have an address for them. So if you have a list of string, here, list names, and I do here new list of string, and I put, for example, list names dot add, and I put here Sally, and then I put Joe and Adam, for example. There is an address for those items in the list. So because I put Sally the first, so Sally, the address for it is 0. It starts from 0. Joe will be address 1. Adam will be address 3. So it's an ordered list. The order that will come in is very important and it make a difference. So if I do here system.debug and I say list of names of 1, I would expect that I would get Joe printed. So if I execute now, I have Joe printed. I have, if I put, let's say I move Joe to be the first one to be added, now the address is different. Joe is 0, Sally is 1, sorry, and this one is 2 in both cases. If I do now, I would get Sally instead of Joe because the address 1 is Sally. So the address is their order in which they were added. In the sets, we don't have an address. The sets is its unique characteristics is that it doesn't allow duplicates because we can have here another Adam, and this Adam will be address 3. So if I do here add address 2, and I would do here address 3, both of them will print Adam because I have 2 Adam in the list. It doesn't matter. It doesn't stop me from having 2 items the same. So the main characteristics of list that it's an ordered list and we have an address for each item. The most important characteristics of sets that it doesn't allow duplicates. And sometimes people think like if I do that, set names, they think if I do the set name dot add and I put here Adam, and if I try to put it again, that will get an error. But we don't get an error. It replaces as if it replaced what we have, Adam, and put Adam instead. So it will return only 1 Adam. We don't have 2, but it won't give you an error. So it doesn't mean if it doesn't allow that it will give you an error. It doesn't give you an error, but it will have it only 1. And the reason why I'm stressing on this, you'll figure it out when you watch the map video, because I told you like the map is a mix between lists and sets, and you'll understand why I'm saying that when you watch the video, and tell me if it makes sense to you. And that's why we split lists and sets in one and then the map this week. So you understand those separately and you see how the key and value of the map will behave differently. So it's very important, like, again, the second video of the collection you have this week will have a comparison between lists, sets, and maps, and we'll talk about the use cases of each. So we are taking it a step further, like we'll understand the maps and you will understand why we split it alone, and then we'll compare the 3 together. So it's very important to go through the video. If you have questions, let me know. And again, before next session, I will get your questions because it will be almost impossible to cover all the homeworks and exercise we have here live together. So we will prioritize the questions and the homeworks or the homeworks you want to review. So please keep the chat alive, ask your questions, ping me, ping others. We are on this together, and I'm very proud of everyone in the group. I just want to have more names on the boards to recognize who worked hard, who finished the homework, who did the videos. And again, I appreciate more if you don't use any AI and tell me, I don't get it, I don't know how to do it, and we do it next time together. Or I guide you how to get unblocked during the week, more than just sending me the homeworks with AI generated code, because I want you to learn. I just don't want to get a list of just like links and that's it. Like I want you to understand more. So videos, go through it one by one, ask questions, keep the energy high. And I'm super happy to be here, and we'll see you next week. If any questions during the week, we have the Slack together. And thank you so much for coming. And if anyone is watching offline as well, thank you so much. Maxwell, do you have anything you want to add before closing the session? Anyone wants to add something? Feel free.
Oh, I just want to thank everyone for making it out of your busy schedule to show up. And Thank you very much for your questions, and thank you so very much for Sally also for answering all the questions and the materials you prepared for us. And guys, please let's always get involved, engage in the Slack channels, and please watch the videos. If you have any questions, pile all the questions, you can come and dump them in the Slack. And alongside those of us who are also going through it, we can respond to it. Yeah. Let's get it us learning together. Let's pull our togetherness to build these momentos of developing ourselves to become a better developer through this community. Thank you very much, Sally.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Maxwell, for the great closing. And I'm always happy to be here with Africa Ohana. And we'll see you next week in a new session. And we'll be in touch on Slack. And happy coding week. And you got this. Just keep us posted how it's going. And if you need help, just shout out. And me and the remaining of the community, we are here to help you.